throughout the course of one day, a 24-hour period, let's say 16 hours that you're awake, so many thoughts go through all of our minds. It's upwards of in the thousands, tens of thousands of thoughts go in our mind, go out our mind. And all of these thoughts are not positive, we know that. Many of these thoughts come from a negative perspective. They are bred through negativity. And what I've learned over the course of my life is that a thought is just a thought. Now let me stop there for a second. Because when we don't understand or can't grasp the fact that a thought is just a thought, then we allow it to become more than a thought. Because initially it's here. It's in between your ears. It's just in your mind, it's rattling around, and it's a thought. And that's it. The issue, the problem, it's a concern when these thoughts start to manifest themselves into your daily life. When you allow these thoughts to become your truth in a way. If you're thinking, let's say, for example, that you're not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, and it's this thought that comes into your mind 10, 20, 30 times a day. If you allow yourself to flirt with that thought, if you allow yourself to honestly believe that thought, then you will ultimately become not enough. You'll come from this place of, I'm not good enough, I'm not worth it, I'm not deserving, I'm this, that, and the third. And that all started here. That all started in your mind as just a thought. A seed was planted somewhere. How that thought got into your mind, it doesn't matter, it got there. Many of the thoughts that enter our minds just come there without our permission. Another example, or a personal example. When I used to do drugs, I'd have a lot of drug thoughts. I want to use, I want to do this, I want to do that. So when I got clean, those thoughts still came about. And for a little while, I felt guilty. Or I felt ashamed that a thought would come into my mind and say, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to try that. That's because I thought that my thought was actually reality. When in reality, it's not. It's not. It's just up here. It's a figment of our imagination unless we entertain that thought, unless we start to believe that thought. So until I understood that a thought was just a thought, I constantly was feeling guilty. That just doesn't go for, prior drug use and drug thoughts. It goes for anything. Like I said before, you can feel like you're not good enough. You can have these thoughts of somebody being mad at you or being jealous or just things that don't serve you. And they're gonna pop into your mind without your permission, I am telling you. It happens on a daily basis to myself. But what I've learned and what I want to express to you is that you have the power. You have the authority. You have the last say on whether those thoughts remain thoughts or they actually become part of you. They actually start to influence how you act, how you speak, how you feel about yourself. It's all down to you. You have that power and you have that authority. A lot of us, many of us, myself included at certain points in my life, didn't realize this. And I allowed these thoughts to run my life. I allowed these thoughts to tell me who I was, when in actuality it wasn't who I was. It was just my mind. My mind playing tricks on me. Our minds can play tricks on us. Remember this. Do not forget that. And do not forget that a thought is just a thought. A thought is just a thought until it's not. But you can keep it just a thought by understanding that it's not real life. That it can come into your mind without your permission. That you have the authority, you have the power to not act on that thought, to not believe that thought, to not entertain that thought. So keep those thoughts that do not serve you, that are not aligned with you and your higher self, your truest self, your passions, your path. Don't allow them to take you off your course because they don't serve you. The thoughts that come into your mind should be positive. should be uplifting, should tell you and be aligned with your truest self, with your passions. They should help you become a better version of yourself. They should help you grow. Those thoughts that don't are fear-based. It's all out of fear. But the thoughts that manifest in your mind that are positive ultimately come from your heart. They come from the God of your understanding. They come from Source. They come from the universe. Because at the end of the day, all of those things want you to win. They want you to succeed. They want you to have a better life. They want you to become a better version of yourself one day at a time. So choose those thoughts. Understand where those thoughts are coming from and go with them. Build upon them. And all those other ones, those negative thoughts, those thoughts that are self-deprecating, those thoughts that tell you that you're not good enough, all those negative thoughts, push them to the side. Acknowledge that they're there. I don't know if I mentioned this. Acknowledge that they're there. It's okay to acknowledge that thought that comes into your mind. But like I said before, and I'll say it again, once that thought enters and you know it doesn't belong there, you know it doesn't serve you, then you have the power, you have the authority to remove it. Remove those negative thoughts. Foster those positive thoughts. So more and more becomes a habitual thing where you see those negative thoughts starting to creep in, get rid of them. Positive thoughts, build upon them. And then it becomes a practice. It becomes a mindset. It becomes your lifestyle. Try it. One thought at a time. Start to see. Take a step back. Just take a step back and look and see if that thought serves you or if it doesn't. If it does, build upon that thought. If it doesn't, remove it. But you have to start somewhere. And the best time to start is right now, in this moment. Your next thought, is it serving you or is it not? You know what you should do. Remember, choose wisely. Have an amazing day, everybody, an amazing night. Light, night. And always, 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 always remember to be grateful no matter what. Stay safe and be blessed. Namaste.